Now take a look. This is exclusive dash cam video that is now the subject of several law enforcement investigations. Shows the moment a red semi-truck plowed into a number of vehicles on the westbound 10 freeway in Ontario just after 1 p.m. yesterday. The CHP told the LA Times the driver of this big rig is a 21-year-old man who is now under arrest on suspicion of driving under the influence of drugs. A total of 4 semis were involved and also 4 passenger vehicles, one of them exploding in flames. 3 people were killed and 4 others were taken to local hospitals. This horrific crash happened just east of the 15 freeway and shut down all westbound lanes for more than 12 hours. Thousands of drivers were trapped in the gridlock just as the evening commute was getting underway. It also happened near the Ontario airport, so the crash likely delayed people that were trying to get to their flights. Now take a look. This is exclusive.
Good morning, Owasso. This is the Twins with Owasso Live, and this is the Morning Loop. So, that was pretty incredible footage, right? Like that's hard to watch. It's pretty amazing. I mean, the guy didn't even apply the brakes. Didn't even try. And again, this is what happened. I mean, and so this guy was an illegal immigrant. And I know what the counter argument to this would be. It's like, well, you know, regular Americans get in car crashes too. It's like, yes, that's correct. And our laws would punish them accordingly. But we don't need extra people getting licensed to do this thing and be here illegally, taking this money that could be earned from another truck driver, and then on top of that, killing fellow citizens. Yeah. Again, it's 10 times worse when an illegal does it, because this is a job that was A, taken away from an American, and B, he killed more American citizens.
Yep. And the other part of this is like they're getting licensed in New York and California. We talk about this all the time. And these people have been driving across the country to deliver goods, which means that these states are arming, these liberal states are arming illegals with driver's licenses illegally, illicitly, and sending them to go do jobs that, again, 1, for Americans, that they should be at jobs for Americans, and 2, they could easily be killing people in other states. So I think that we should literally make it to where you're allowed to sue
the state,
another state.
Whatever state this guy was licensed in, like, so this is in Florida. So let's say if this guy was licensed,
California.
It was California.
Sure.
I think this happened in Florida. I'm almost positive.
No, that's the other one. That was the other, the first one, the previous one where those people got killed. That was in Florida, and that guy pretty sure got licensed in New York.
Either way, if let's say this happened, like this was a California guy that illegal immigrant who got licensed in California, and this happened in another state like Arizona or Oklahoma or wherever, our state should be able to sue that state for the damages. They should be held liable. So the trucking the licensing company, which would be the state, I assume, the state licensed these guys. The state runs the licensing exam. And then whatever truck company he works for should also be on the hook. And then just the state in general, wherever this guy was licensed, should be on the hook.
Yeah. Well, I'll just read what the Libs of TikTok thing says here. It says, breaking. The truck driver who killed 3 people in a suspected DUI crash in California is an Indian illegal alien named Jasapreet Singh. He was released in our country by Biden administration 2022.
Yeah. Again, we throw this blanket of tolerance and like, oh, we just want more people here. It's not helping. It's not helping at all. Yeah. And this is what you get right here. This is the result. Like, those people are dead instantly. I mean, you saw that, right? I mean, you see that video footage.
3 people in those little cars.
I mean, those little
cars
are completely obliterated.
That truck might be alive, but the 2 cars are definitely, those people are dead. Like, the people in those vehicles are dead. Like, that white car.
They were driving home.
That red car is the one that gets smashed the worst.
Those people were just like, that's you. That's you, American citizen. Just you on your way home, driving on the freeway to go home to see your wife and kids, or your husband and kids, whoever, your grandkids, your nieces, your nephews, your uncle, just trying to go home. That's you. And this is what the Biden administration did. They're putting you in jeopardy because they want diversity, equity, inclusion. They want more people here. The results of what, and this is the end results of their policies right here. This is what you get. Now, again, the people will be like, "Oh, that's a straw. That's just one." It's like, no, this is happening a lot more than people think. Like, it's like that guy that got arrested in Oklahoma for having no name under his driver's license.
Yeah, that guy was the one that was licensed in New York. The other two were licensed in California.
Yeah. So, this is insane. And these people, and again, they just hide behind the mask of tolerance. The people who say that this was a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a good thing that they're here. This is just a one-off scenario. Again, if we could stop illegal immigration altogether,
yeah,
then we could actually start handling the problems and be like, okay, you're right, it's not that many of them.
Yeah.
But when it's blown out of proportion like this, and then you have, again, this is crazy footage. And it's the result of horrible policy. Result of horrible blanket let people in policies.
Yeah.
And again, and these poor people don't get to have their families anymore because Joe Biden said, no, let them all in. Who cares?
Joe Biden and the rest of the Democrats are like, there's no illegal
Oh, by the
people.
way, we want to pay for this guy's health care too.
Yeah, exactly.
And you know what? They'll probably, and the left will be like, oh, this poor guy is being maligned and all in the name of race. Like if he was a white guy that was illegal, they'd be like, oh, we love him. It's just no. If he was a white Ukrainian immigrant who was just here trying to better himself because his house was destroyed in the war, I'd be like, no, get rid of him too.
Yeah. Yep, that's the issue we have now is they will defend these people no matter what. And we're just like, come on, we need something here. This is getting absolutely ridiculous that they will defend any and everybody but American citizens. Like, here's the difference. Like I said, if this wasn't a regular truck driver, this is why you don't hear about regular truck drivers, regular working class American truck drivers getting accents like this. Because you know what? They're going to jail. They're going straight to jail, and no one feels sorry for them. No one goes, oh, that poor man,
It's like, who?
He fell asleep at the wheel.
Who licensed this guy? Why would he be smoking drugs or whatever while he's driving a vehicle? Lock him up forever,
Exactly. But anyway, we'll move on to the next big topic of this, which is Zoran Mamdani winning the Democratic mayoral candidate race. So it's seeming like he's probably going to win because a Republican hasn't run in New York since Giuliani.
Yeah.
So we're going to see what happens. But this was the debate, and, he gets wrecked in this debate. That's what this is right here. We're going to watch this, and you're going to see these guys just stomp on him.
Mm-hmm.
Never had a job, you've never accomplished anything, there's no reason to believe you have any merit or qualification for 8.5 million lives. You don't know how to run a government, you don't know how to handle an emergency, and you've literally never proposed a bill on anything that you're now talking about in your campaign. You had the worst attendance record in the assembly, and you gave yourselves the highest raise in the United States of America.
Last night, Mamdani's record, as well as a ton of his proposals, were picked apart by his competitors, including freezing the rent.
I'm going to freeze the rent. And people think it applies to all of them. No, just the 25% of units that are rent stabilized. And by the way, it's all BS because the mayor doesn't have the power to do it anyway. The Rent Guidelines Board does, and he doesn't control the Rent Guidelines Board. So nothing is going to happen. It's all this.
Curtis Sliwa also attacked his $30 minimum wage proposal.
You know what the corporate sector is going to do. They're going to bring in robotics. Zoran, stop dealing with fantasy and start dealing with reality.
Cuomo took aim at his track record on Israel.
Not everything is a TikTok video. You're the savior of the Jewish people. You won't denounce globalize the Intifada, which means kill Jews. There's unprecedented fear in New York.
He was also criticized for his plans to send social workers into certain domestic violence and mental health situations.
Zoran was basing this policy on what they do in Eugene, Oregon. You've never been to Eugene, Oregon. I have. Are you out of your mind? And then Columbus, Ohio. This is New York City, a major metropolitan area with thousands of 911 calls, domestic abuse, emotionally disturbed persons, and you want to have social workers go out there and risk their life.
Cuomo questioned his ability to handle Donald Trump.
He has said he'll take over New York if Mamdani wins, and he will, because he has no respect for him. He thinks he's a kid and he's going to knock him on his tuchus.
And finally, both of them went after Mamdani for his refusal to take a position on ballot measures in this election.
What is your opinion, Zoran?
Yes or no?
Come on.
Yes or no?
What is your opinion? Yes or no, Zoran? Don't be a politician here.
I got it. They're pointing out what I was about to.
Please answer the question. You have never had a job.
Okay, guys, this is scary because that you know that all the Democrat Party, especially in New York, is so DEI conscious that all they see when they watch this is probably two white guys picking on a brown person. They go, "Wow, these guys are being mean," you know. And again, this is what happens. I mean, you have socialists come in, communists come in, and basically promise people the world, and all these people are like, "Yeah, I want that." And this is also a huge problem of immigration. The Muslim population is the sole thing getting this guy in New York. They vote in lockstep. There are no right-wing or there's no liberal and there's no conservative Muslims. There are just Muslims. And they're all going to vote Muslim because they're Muslims. It doesn't matter if this guy's secular or not. They go, "Wow, a guy that looks like me, somebody who was brought up and raised Muslim, is going to be the mayor of New York now." Yeah. This is what happens when you import a group of people that don't share your values. It doesn't matter what the policies are. It doesn't matter what they're going to do. They don't care about your history. They don't care about the hard work. They only care that somebody that looks like them gets into that position. And that's the argument that people would say, "Well, that's what white people want." It's like, no, it's not. The vast majority of white people voted in Barack Obama.
Yeah, and two, like me and you were all for Ben Carson whenever he was there.
Yeah, and exactly. But that, again, they're just, "Oh, okay." So that's the whole "you have a black friend" argument. You know,
exactly.
It's like
that's the point. Is like we care about the policy positions.
Yeah,
and how
and the person's character.
Exactly. We don't care about anything else. We care about their policy positions and their character. We don't really care about much about everything else. The only reason conservatives moved to Donald Trump was because Donald Trump fought back.
Yeah.
He was the first president to not be like, "Oh, you Democrats being mean to us again." You know, he's the first one that actually bit back. He's like, "No, you'll be in jail too."
Yeah. You cannot be afraid to come back and just put these people in their place, and that's the thing. The conservatives, since we don't have any levers of power, we don't have the media, we don't have colleges, we don't have any of the institutions, we don't have Hollywood. They have to. They're like, "Oh well, maybe if I placate to them and be nice, they'll eventually like me." No, they'll never like you. They'll always hate you. Mm-hmm. They will always hate you. It's the same thing with all these New Yorkers voting in somebody like this. They don't care. They just want this guy in there. It doesn't matter what the policies are because, again, when you import a group of people, how many of those street vendors and stuff did we see? Like, oh, a Muslim guy that's basically not going to enforce any laws. Why wouldn't you vote for that? You're a legal criminal selling illicit goods on the street without a license? Hell yeah.
Yeah, this is what we talk about is like Democrats always favor criminality. Mm-hmm. Always favor criminality. Like, "Oh, those poor people that, just moved here that are selling those stolen street goods. Like, those people are just trying to feed their families." Like, yeah. But if you let them just do that and you screw over the small business owners who are playing by the rules, paying the taxes, buying all the, what are they called? Permits and whatever else that they need.
And
they're staying, the licensure and permits and staying in compliant with, whatever laws or regulations that the state or the city has.
Again, imagine
you're screwing them over.
Imagine if you were a business owner and you sold, we'll just do what the illegal vendors do. Let's say you sell watches, so you have Rolexes and stuff like that at your store. You're paying rent for that building. You paid all the licensing fees to get your licenseship to be able to sell in that building. You have to pay your employees. And you have a street vendor come out selling fake Rolexes and stuff right in front of your store. What in New York, if this Mamdani guy wins, what do you have to do anything against that? It's like you don't have anything. It's like, I'm going to call the police and get this guy. It's like, no, Mamdani said that these vendors can do whatever they want because, they don't have any money and you have money. It's like, I'm going to be broke and out of business if this guy keeps selling illicit crap for half price, and he's not paying taxes on any of it.
And then, like, the other part of this is, like, they're probably also, like, sending the rioters in, breaks into that guy that owns the Rolex shop
And they're reselling his stuff.
And then they sell it to that guy at whatever price that he'll take it because they just want cash. Because they can't do – someone who steals watches can't do anything with watches. They sell the watches to people who sell the watches or just want them.
Again, poverty is not – gosh, I can't even say it right. Poverty does not cause crime. Crime causes poverty because no one's willing to do business in those areas.
Yeah.
Again, people will be like, no, it's the opposite. Poverty causes crime because they just need food. It's like, no. If there are criminals breaking into your store, stealing all your stuff, and then that business that was doing work there legitimately leaves, crime causes the poverty because no one's there to enforce the law.
Yeah.
The law is what keeps people able to do business and able to afford things.
And two, like, and then there's the dumb argument that liberals always make. Well, their insurance will cover it. It's like, yeah, if they're insured, but two, the business insurance is going to is going to skyrocket because they had that type of theft. And not to mention, if they have multiple, their insurance is going to keep skyrocketing. And last but not least, eventually the insurance just goes, we're not going to cover this building. This place is not worth.
It's uninsurable. We cannot keep filing claims on this. And you'd be like, well, that's evil. The insurance company shouldn't be able to do that. Oh, yeah, you think so? Well, if you're constantly hemorrhaging money and you're going to go bankrupt because you can't keep covering this place that gets broken into 7 days a week, why the heck would you want to insure? It's like, we can't insure it. We have no way to continue doing it. We don't have unlimited money.
Exactly, and that's the reason why businesses leave an area. You want to know why Walmart and like Target and places leave areas where they have high rates of shoplifting or, you know, what are they called? Like, what are those things called? They call them something like flash mobs.
Yeah.
Where they come running in, smash and grab and go. The reason why those businesses leave is because the insurance is out, becomes uninsurable. And they're like, we are literally paying more in insurance than we're making in profit. So they go, we have to leave this area. This place is gone.
Yeah. So, again, they'll let you know a year out in advance, like, hey, we're canceling your insurance policy a year out.
So that's why you'll see them, hey, we're shutting down
That's
after
what
this year.
State Farm and Allstate did in California. Like, hey, if you're not going to let us raise the rates because of the risk of wildfire, we can't afford to do business here. So, bye. We're leaving the state. See you later. We'll still insure your cars, but we're not going to insure your homes. Number two. The other thing would be oh, wow, I just totally lost my train of thought.
I don't know, but I can get on to this next thing that we have here.
I just now remembered. So, number two. Riots and wartime. Your insurance don't cover stuff during riots and wartime. So all the BLM riots, all of that happened during the Summer of Love, everyone's like, don't worry. Like, the BLM rioters can break your car, destroy your car, set it on fire, break your windows. Your insurance will pay for it. Exception in every single insurance clause throughout every single company in the history of the United States. Exception. Riots and wartime.
Yep.
And guess what? It's not you, the insured, who gets to determine what riots and wartime are. It's the company.
Yeah. But here's the thing. There's actually now that is true. That is true. But now there is actually insurance coming out for those two things. But again, they're very specific in what they cover. And if it's one of the things that happens to you isn't on the coverages, this is why you always say you need to read your coverages on your insurance policy to know exactly what's being covered.
It's the same for that handgun insurance. Like, it's very specific about what they'll cover and what they won't cover.
Yeah.
So, like, I think basically all the big stuff that you would want coverage from, like the Kyle Rittenhouse scenarios and things like that,
is not
that's stuff
covered.
that they don't cover for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly, 100%. But this next thing I have pulled up right here is leaked footage of Zoran Mamdani and his imam, Shirak. I don't know how to say that.
Barack Obama.
Yeah.
Barack Obama.
Yeah. Like Shirja Wahaji or whatever talk about their Islamic agenda. And as you can see, he's all masked up and everything. So let's check this out.
We came here to remake this state in the image of our people.
I want to remind you, brothers and sisters, that we as Muslims here in this part of the world have an agenda. What we're not trying to do is to assimilate into the American way. We're not trying to be like other Americans. That's not our agenda.
We came here to remake this state in the image of our people.
That is crazy. Again, import these people and see what happens. We're not here to integrate. We're not here to be a part of your culture. We're bringing our culture here. Our culture is superior than yours. We are at war. I mean, Islam is at war with anyone who is not Islamic. If you don't think that's the truth, then you are living in a fantasy world. Mm-hmm. I mean, again, what Bridget Gabriel, she read the Muslim Brotherhood's plan on how to take over America, and they're doing it. And we're just shrugging it off like, oh no, again, if all we give them is if we give them jobs and an internet connection, it's all going to go away. Now, I will agree, an internet connection is the greatest thing that's ever happened to Islam, but it's not changing their culture. It's not changing. They're just going, oh, maybe Islam isn't real, but if I vote for the guy that looks like me and I vote for the things that I want, again, it's like, why wouldn't immigrants vote for the people that are promising them free stuff? Exactly. Why wouldn't you? Again, it is not fair. Like, we are fighting an uphill battle against people promising people, we'll give you $1 million once you come here. It's like, hell yeah. Yeah. Like, how do you win against that? It's like, one side's arguing for personal responsibility. The other side's saying, no. We'll handle all the problems in the world.
And just remember, it's like we talked about how, like, the founding fathers were pretty much all religious. And remember, all the 13 colonies except for Maryland had a declaration of faith to a Protestant God, besides Maryland, which was a declaration of faith to a Catholic God. And then this is the issue. So, like, none of the founding fathers assumed that people who would have won elections would not be Christian.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
So that's the one thing. And then the second thing to remember from that is, again, that's why your testimony in court was supposed to be a big deal, because you swore your hand on the Bible. You know, God's word that, hey, I swear to tell the truth and nothing but the truth, so help me God. That is what they don't have. Like, remember, an atheist has no qualms swearing to something that he doesn't believe in, to lie. Yeah. Same thing with Islam. Islam allows them to lie. They swear on the Quran. They're allowed to lie to people who are they consider infidels.
Yeah, and again, they'll be like, no, only in times of war, in times of desperation. Well, it's like, you are at war with us right now. Like, I mean, like, they'll lie to you and be like, no, we're not. Like, we're not at war with you. It's like, yes, you are. Like, the intifada has been declared. It's just a intifada of immigration and birth rates.
Yeah. But that guy that you saw him with, that Imam Mamdani, appeared smiling arm in arm with unindicted 1993 WTC bombing co-conspirator and terrorist apologist. Lefty New York City mayoral candidate Zohran Mamdani gleefully campaigned this week with a notorious gay-hating Brooklyn imam who is unindicted co-conspirator of the 1993 World Trade Center bombing, and who has been linked to other terrorist activity in the United States, including urging jihad on the Big Apple. The Democratic frontrunner to become the city's next mayor was seen laughing and grinning, standing arm in arm with Shirja Wahaja at the Imam's Bedford mosque. In photo, the socialist posted to X the day after the first mayoral debate. Councilman Yusuf Salama, Democrat, a member of the Central Park Five, who was elected in November of 2023, was also photoed. Today, I have the pleasure of meeting with Imam Shirja Waja, one of the nation's foremost Muslim leaders and pillars of the community for nearly half a century. So again, why is it that Democrats are always hanging out with people who are terrorists or terrorist adjacent? Terrorist supporters, terrorist sympathizers, whatever. It's always Democrats that do this. Remember, Charlie Kirk was the worst. According to the left, Charlie Kirk was the worst thing ever to happen to college campuses.
And all he basically said was, I don't agree with gay people's lifestyle. Yeah. I love them. Yeah. I love the gay people, but I don't agree with their lifestyle choices, and I don't think that they're actually married under the eyes of God.
Yes, but schools will bring on former terrorists, and there won't be a freaking blip. There won't be a blip on the radar of, like, people protesting about it.
Yeah.
Like, we are talking people who have terrorist convictions.
Who have terrorist ties.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely ridiculous. But I'm not going to go into this whole article, but just know that this guy is linked to multiple terrorism accounts, is a gay-hating imam in New York, and again, Zohran Mamdani went and had a conversation with him. And again, so if you have a conversation with a conservative that doesn't, approve
Yeah,
the gay
this-
lifestyle. That's bad, but that he
This
goes
would be
and
like
talks
if
to the
Donald
mom.
Trump went to a Klans rally. And I know what you're saying. It's like, well, Donald Trump hosts the Klan rally every day. It's called MAGA. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, yeah, great one. It's like this guy's actually going out and hanging out with terrorists.
Mm-hmm.
And Donald Trump, just like anytime he hosts a MAGA rally, that's a Klan rally. It's like, oh, okay, yeah. Because, again, no Republican could actually go and have a conversation with a Ku Klux Klan member without being completely wiped off the map.
Yeah, exactly. Remember, Charlie Kirk kicked a guy out for, talking about how, America was only a white nation.
Yeah.
So, and again, here's Bill Maher talking about this. Bill Maher is coming around on this, on the whole immigration is actually bad for us. So check this out.
Opened its borders to over 1.5 million immigrants since 2010, and now 20% of its citizens are foreign-born, and its education system is tanking, and it has Europe's highest rate of gangland killings. And one result is that the far-right parties are in the government now there for the first time, to which liberals say blaming immigrants for the rising crime rate is racist. Yeah, but is it true? Of course it's true. It's not a coincidence the quality of life went down after the Somali gangs started a drug turf war using hand grenades. Calling it racist doesn't solve the problem. It hands future elections to someone who will solve the problem.
Boom.
Yep.
That was well put. When Bill Maher said, Bill Maher doesn't get
Bill Maher
90% things right, but like I said, when he gets something right, he nails it.
Bill Maher is a broken clock. He's only right twice a day.
Yeah.
And again, he's always had a bee in his bonnet about Islam, and that's the only thing. I mean, I remember a couple of years ago, people were. I knew a guy that I went to the University of Tulsa with that is now a writer on SNL, and he was blasting him on Facebook whenever Bill Maher pointed out something along the lines of Islam being bad, and they're just going, that's just racist. And I'm just like, and again, this is that Hollywood bubble that we're talking about. It's like they're not thinking critically. They're just saying he doesn't like brown people. It's like, no, he's pointing out a problem within a community that needs to get solved before we can have an honest conversation about it. It's like they have to admit that they have a problem, and if they don't, then we're not going to be able to talk about it. It's like what Steven Crowder does with those, barbershop interviews, going, black people still have that victim mentality saying we want reparations from all white people in America, even the one, only 1% of the South were slave owners. You couldn't find that money from people who were actually, related to slave owners now.
Yeah. So
it's just nuts. And again, with this one, it's even worse because, again, it's an Islamic problem. It's it's immigration warfare. They don't care that they're all going to be wards of the state. That's what they want. Go have 1 million kids, husbands don't work, and collect welfare from the generous and robust welfare systems that they have in the UK and in America. And we are paying for welfare queens, except the only difference is it's a welfare king and queen when it comes to Islam. With the black community, it's just welfare queens. With Islam, it's welfare kings and queens because the husbands don't work and they have 2 or 3 wives and 17 kids.
Again, they feel like that's a jizya or whatever
Yes.
it is, the tax. So they're getting money from infidels to live their lifestyle, to have multiple kids and do whatever the heck they want.
And then they bitch and moan because guess what? Well, we don't have the money to go out and do the nice stuff that all the British people get to do. We can't go to movies. We can't go to this. We can't go to that. We can't afford the bag. So they owe us this stuff because they invited us here.
That the people that are basically contributing nothing to society aren't getting as much as the people who are contributing to society? Who would have guessed?
And again, they also don't, since they don't work for it, none of it means anything to them. It's like, again, if you work your butt off to buy a car, you're going to take care of that car. If you just are given a car, you're like, I don't care if it's trashed and pigged out. I don't care if I change the oil. I'm going to burn this thing in the ground and someone else better pay and get me a new one. Mm-hmm. Again, if it's yours, you care about it. If it's not, you don't. That's why public housing and all this stuff sucks.
Yeah.
It's like public restrooms. Like if you have a private business because you have a private restroom, it's like, hey, my customers are allowed to come in and use this private restroom. You're going to keep that thing nice. It's like Disneyland. Yep. Those restrooms are nice.
Yep. Well, it's the same thing. It's like what we talk about with renters. The moment you know a neighborhood's about to go to crap is if the houses all start becoming rent houses.
Yep.
Because it means that the people, your neighbors, again, it's like what you just said. It's not their house. They're not concerned about the roof. They're not concerned about the lawn. They're not going to upkeep it. Now, there are some renters who will upkeep their house.
Yeah.
But again, 90% of them It's not their house. They're only there temporarily, or that's what they think anyway. And then they're just going to be like, I'm not worried about it. Not my problem. Not my house. Not my problem.
Yeah, and again, it's like we've had renters in this building here. And I remember when we had a group, remember that computer tech company or whatever the heck it was? They rented out of this building, and we facilitate cleaning this building, except for their particular workspaces. But yeah, the public
you mean the payment? Not the computer tech guys.
Yeah,
I liked them.
Yeah, no. And then they rented out the other building, and they were like, "Hey, when are you guys going to come and clean the restrooms and clean the offices for us?" And we're like, "We're not." And they go, "What do you mean you're not?" They go, that's your That's your room inside the building. You're alone. Like the only reason we handle this building is because
it's a community bathroom.
It's a community area. We all share the same restroom. We all share the same conference rooms.
Yeah,
and stuff.
This building is a bunch of offices with like a couple of bathrooms in it. Whereas that one is a office with a bathroom in it.
Again, it's renters. The sense of entitlement that they have is kind of astounding. It's like that's your office. That's your restrooms. You own that entire room. It's yours. Like we own the building, but that's yours. You're paying us to use that. It's like, when are you guys going to come and clean the restrooms? Like, what are you talking about? You need to either clean it yourselves or hire somebody to clean it. That's not a shared communal area. That is you and your employees' restroom.
Yeah. Well, we got off on a tangent right there.
Yeah,
but
you're right. Renters, when prices go down and property values go down, and you're nothing but renters in the area.
Well, exactly.
They don't have any invested interest in the property.
Well, exactly. But that's the exact problem that we always talk about when it comes to immigration. Like, the immigration issue is a housing crisis issue. House owners, like I said, this is why we always keep saying that this is a fault of the boomers right now. The boomer generation is causing this because they don't want their property values to go down. If we are at birth rate stagnation or decline, like we keep being told, housing market is going to fall because prices of homes are going to go down because they can't sell them. Your grandma should not be able to sell her house for the price that she bought it at.
Yeah.
Right now. It should be way cheaper if we have a stagnation or a decline in birth rates. So what they're doing is to keep the housing market high, importing millions of people who can afford, or not can afford, because like I said, all they do is, like, if you ever seen it, like, if you've ever seen an illegal, because when you remember when we used to work downtown?
Yeah.
Or not downtown, like, like the ghetto area, when we worked at the car washes, like, multiple people will live in one house. Like, it will literally be one person owns that house, and then he has a whole crap ton of people in there that pay him rent so that way they can pay for the home.
Yeah, you'll see like 10 cars parked out of like a 2-bedroom house.
Yes. And that's what illegal immigrants do. They have one person who finances the house, and then they have a shite ton of people come live with them. And then that's why your kids can't afford a house that's like a 2-bedroom, 1-bath for nothing less than like $200,000. A house that's not worth $100,000 for over $200,000 to $300,000. Like, I wouldn't have bought this house back in the day for $75,000.
Yeah, exactly. Again, the more people you have, the more. If there's more people than there are houses, the houses are going to go up. If there's less people than there are houses, house prices are going to go down.
Exactly.
Because there's like, we can't get rid of this property. Like we gotta lower the price in order to get rid of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like houses should have gone down if we're at stagnation birth rates.
Again, if our population was truly in decline in that kind of way, housing prices would go down, and then guess what? The population crisis would fix itself because, like, wait a minute, I can afford a house now.
I can afford to get married. I can afford to have a bunch of kids
because the houses aren't as expensive as they used to be.
That's the thing, is like, that's one thing that's kind of ticking me off about this is like, you used to see birth rates like kind of do this because of reasons like that, what we just talked about. And like, everyone's like, oh, we're in extreme stagnation right now. I was like, yes, that's true. But it's because we didn't import people in god-awful massive amounts like we are now. But anyway, we're getting way off topic.
Yeah.
So let's get back to this, if you don't think what that last thing that we just said was true, that Bill Maher just talked about being true, check this out.
Yeah, watch.
You sent me this.
This is a culture. We are importing people from a culture who don't even understand putting themselves in other people's shoes. Watch this. It's incredible.
They wanted to be raped, you see. She also claims she's not
It's like
right,
she's enjoying it, even though she isn't, but it's like she's enjoying it.
Do you think it's right? Do you think it's right to rape?
Yeah, it's wrong. Yeah, it's wrong.
What about the consequences of what you're doing in terms of how that affects the person that's raped?
Yeah, the consequences, we look at that all the time, you know, because it happens, she might scream, you know, people might wake up. A lot of people, especially.
I'm not just talking about, I'm talking about the emotional effect, the physical effect it has.
Yeah. Sometimes we know that we might rape her and wake up tomorrow with viruses ourselves, like HIV.
Stop.
You know?
What about...
Again, thinking only about themselves. Oh, yeah, I know. I might get this. I might attack this girl and have my way with her. I might wake up with a virus. It might not be good for me, but at least I'm getting my rocks off. You know, I gotta get my rocks off. This is, again, he cannot physically comprehend putting himself in somebody else's shoes. Again, we're importing a low IQ people who don't care. They don't care about your culture. They don't care about your shared history. They just care about themselves. This is terrifying. Keep going, sorry.
About regretting what you've done to the girl?
I also do regret about it, because if she fell pregnant, what would be that baby's father? Who?
Again, all about me. If she fell pregnant, you know, it's like they're thinking about the stuff. How's it going to affect me? Not thinking about the girl. Let me look at this. Like, who's going to be the father? You know, it's like, what do you mean? It's like you're the father
again. No, I think they're talking about like gang. You know, like gang.
Oh yeah. Which one of us here is going to be the dad?
Yeah.
Like,
and
but
then,
it doesn't. But that's not what they're talking about. They're talking about who's going to raise him, because they know that she's not going to hang out with them.
Yeah, exactly. But then the other point is look at this. Like, these are not paid actors. They are talking about this super casually.
Yeah, like they're entire again.
This is why cultures are not the same.
If you think all cultures are equal, and just look at these guys, like, do you think that these people don't care? They've never even thought of the concept of putting themselves in somebody else's shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, keep going.
Be that baby's father.
But what about her personal feelings? Like
Yeah, what about her personal feelings? Who cares about her? Well, how's it going to affect me? Me.
Mm-hmm.
Nuts, man, nuts. They've never even once contemplated it.
Yep. Then I love this meme. Hey Europe, how's it going? Rape classes introduced to explain migrants, Western women are not rape targets. This photo of a young woman in a short skirt, heels, sitting with her legs apart, being used to teach migrants in Europe that she does not mean that she wants sex. Then this guy goes, course, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. It's, again, I mean, this woman's putting herself in big time danger. Hopefully there's a bunch of security guards in there. I mean, it's like the German.
No, that's just a photo that they use. If you see the teacher, it's a big fat lady that's teaching.
Oh yeah, they don't care. Yeah, well, she's safe.
Yeah.
Golly, that's crazy though, man. Crazy.
It's insane. It's sickening. I think I've got. Well, a thing I'm going to try to find, but I'll show you this real quick. Again, remember, we just talked about this like in more relation to the illegal immigrants getting driver's licenses and stuff. Remember. They've been telling us for years that they can't get these things. Democrats have been trying to get us for years. Oh, they can't get driver's license. Oh, they can't vote. They can't get Social Security cards. Then we just remember this guy, the Democrat of the Year, superintendent of Iowa's largest school district, Ian Roberts. Illegal alien, fake college degree, fake Social Security card, fake driver's license, illegally voted, in illegal possession of a firearm, and $350,000 paid job from the taxpayers.
Left-wing response. Straw man, that's not happening all the time.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a one-off scenario.
Exactly. Which brings me to this next one here is, what's this guy's name? Michael Rappaport.
Yeah.
Michael Rappaport talking about how Hamas is evil. And, like, this is the thing. Is like, you have to remember, Hamas will execute its own citizens for silly little crimes.
Yeah, they executed a couple of people for celebrating that the peace agreement.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was not that long ago.
After the last living hostages who have been held in captivity by these animals was returned to Israel, these gorilla animal savages, dumb caveman, barbarian, violent, raping, murdering, kidnapping, pedophiliac, sick were killing their own
sorry.
people.
Iranian
in
here
the
with another
of Gaza. Where the are you at? Mark Ruffalo, John Cusack, Javier Bardem, Greta Thunberg. Look for it. Look at it yourself. All you lowlights on these college campuses, all you fake bullshit reports, look what the you're screaming for. This is not fixable. Or is, you know what? I'm wrong. These are Jews. This is Israel. This is the Mossad, right? These are the same people that killed Charlie Kirk and that want to kill Candace Owens and all that. I'm sorry. I'm wrong. I take everything back. These are Jews. This is Israel. These are Jews. This is Israel. We're doing it, and we're in costumes doing it. It's not Hamas. These dumb are ruining the world. These are not freedom fighters. These are dumb, illiterate, radical jihadist cavemen, barbarian savages that are killing their own people in the streets of Gaza. And they do it to scare the shit out of the rest of the innocent civilians of Gaza. Look at them. Mark Ruffalo, Joaquin Phoenix, and the rest of you around the world. Look at
All
this
right.
shit.
You get the point. Again, and who is that again? It's
Michael Rappaport.
Michael Rappaport. Again, he's like Bill Maher. He's a broken clock, only right twice a day. But yeah, he's not wrong. That's a culture that loves violence. It's a culture. Remember, we showed you the videos of them putting on plays, executing Jews and Christians. Like that is imagine if you saw that. Like imagine if people put on plays hanging black people. And people clapped in the audience. People here in America would lose their minds, their collective minds. Whenever they put on children, whenever put on plays executing Jewish people, there are parents in the crowd clapping and going, "Oh, we love it, we love it." And their kids are going, what do you want to grow up to be? Like, not a doctor, not a nurse, not a social media influencer. I want to grow up to be a martyr for Allah. I want to grow up and kill as many Jews and Christians as possible. That's terrifying. Like, yeah, all cultures are equal. All cultures are equal. Nuts, man. It's absolutely nuts. What do you got over there? You trying to find something else?
Yeah, well, this is going back to the whole Muslim, This one's pretty bad.
Yeah.
This is highly, highly upsetting footage, and the fact that majority of Americans and people in the world support this religion, I have no more words.
It's a bunch of women praying in a mosque, and this guy just comes in and grabs this little girl. Looks to be, barely preteen. And I'm not going to play the music so we don't get hit. They have it blurred off screen, but he gets up, he just gets done with her, and she's pulling her pants up. So you can only guess what just happened right there.
Religion of peace.
Control themselves in a house of God, supposedly, right? Their most religious house, a mosque. It just shows everything. This is what they think of women. For all you liberals, you feminists out there, how can you possibly support something that views women as simply sex objects, property to be thrown away? Are you aware in Iran and Iraq, they of course are still utilizing child marriages? I mean, in Pakistan, they're doing it in other countries too, just secretly. And there's all these things also called pleasure marriages. And if a man can marry you for 30 days and then divorce you, and then once you are divorced, 12-year-old, 13-year-old, you are less than anything. They think nothing of you. I'm disgusted, continually disgusted by the fact that we have people who are so hypocritical, like they don't support Trump. They don't agree with Trump because they don't agree with his values and morals. So you support radical Islamists that condone raping children? How can you exist in such a hypocritical mindset? I don't.
Yeah, because brown people good, white people bad. That's why.
Well,
again,
getting back
DEI.
in, like she takes a little while because you can tell she's clearly emotional about it. But it's like she's like, after, especially in the Islamic world, if your daughter is no longer a virgin before she gets married, you're basically useless. Like they can't sell you or make a profit off of you because the guy's like, oh, she's not virgin, do not want her. Bye.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Yeah. Again, the Handmaid's Tale is real, except it exists in the Middle East. Everyone's like all the feminists and it's not about, again, feminism is not about hating men as much as it is hating Christianity and Christian values. It's like when brown people do it, it's okay. When the perceived white man's religion, Christianity, which is not a white religion, Christianity was formed in the Middle East.
Yeah.
But they're like, well, it's going to come from the Catholics. That's where it's going to come from. It's like, no, it's not. Mm-hmm. Like women who are Catholic love having kids. Like it's part of the dogma. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like it's not like their husbands aren't forcing their wives to get pregnant. They're like, mm-hmm. I want a family. Yeah. I want a big family. I want kids. It's like that's what they want. It's like with them, it's like when Islam is like, I don't care about the kids. It's just about my personal pleasure.
Mm-hmm. But then getting to it, we've already shown this one before, but this is just so telling. Mm-hmm. Where's my volume?
I don't know. Probably have to restart it.
Yeah. Something up. Let's try this again. Refresh. I don't know what the heck's going on. Is this one doing the same thing? Let's see.
We have an immediate alert to give you about a threat from ISIS and Al-Qaeda. In their weekly newsletter, Al-Naba, they have asked their followers to go and attack Christian churches in America. I think it's important for you to listen to this because
I think this is extremely important too because we've seen a huge rise in burnings of Christian churches all around the Western nations right now. So just thought that this was extremely relevant.
Yeah, absolutely. Again,
they've been
import thousands of people that do not like you, the foundational things that started your country. And again, you saw the videos today. We're not here to integrate. We're here to change the world. We're here to fundamentally change. It's like Barack Obama. We're here to fundamentally change this country.
Mm-hmm.
Been doing this pretty regularly, and every time they put it out, I have noticed that a church gets attacked. So when they put it out in the newsletter, it seems like within the next couple of weeks, a lone wolf attacker attacks a church. All right, so this is all coming from a publication called Al-Naba. It is a weekly newsletter put out by ISIS's media arm. Now, the issue contains explicit operational language that praises massacres of Christians and Jews. So in the very beginning of Al-Naba, they explain how they have killed Christians and Jews in Africa, in the Middle East, and they list out all their successes over just the past week. Now, the language that they're using is a call to violence. And
figure out where this thing is headquarters and bomb the shit out of them.
Yeah, for real.
Every church and every synagogue needs to listen to it. Now, they're telling everybody in plain language what they want them to do. So let's go over the 3 excerpts that are in the newsletter and talk specifically about what it says. Now, in excerpt A, it calls it to diversify attack methods. Now, specifically what it says is perfect.
Literally sounds like the language of the left. The lefties need to diversify our tactics.
Mm-hmm.
The plans and diversify the operations. Blow up with explosives, burn with incendiary bombs, shoot with lethal bullets, cut and slaughter with sharp knives, run over and crush with buses. That's pretty specific. And the sincere will not lack a trick to make the hearts of Jews, Christians, and their allies bleed and to heal the chests of believing people from them. So here they're telling you exactly what they want their followers to do. Now in excerpt B, it has geographic targeting and their justification for why they want people to do this. Oh, the zealous lines of caliphate, go forth and hunt your prey, the Jews, the Christians, and their allies, in the streets and the roads of precious America, Europe, and the world. Break into their homes, kill them, punish them by any means you can. Remember, you are the hand of the Islamic State today. Strike at the heart of the infidels and avenging Muslims in Palestine, Iraq, Syria, and all Muslim lands. Here, they're telling where they want you to attack America. And we do have European followers. They want you to attack there, too. And their justification, of course, is Palestine and all of the other stuff that we keep hearing over and over and over again.
Does anybody remember whenever Joe Biden, like you remember during the Joe Biden administration, we showed that video where that guy was at the border, the fucking, language, that Muslim guy was there and he was like, you do not know who I am, but soon you will know who I am. Mm-hmm. Openly bragging about crossing the border illegally and being like, you do not know who I am. And then they found out that he was a terrorist from Pakistan or something?
Yeah.
Or Jordan?
Yeah.
I mean, just like you said, there's like, you will
it's
know.
It's a huge slap in the face to anybody that fought in the GWOT, Global War on Terror.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, literally, this is them importing this massive amount of Muslims and people from the Middle East is a huge slap in the face.
Again, this is why they need to just tell the Texas National Guard down there, weapons free, boys, weapons free. You know, anybody, like, again, it's not going to take a lot of bullets to change minds.
Which, speaking of which, like, we'll just kind of end it right there because I said the next one here, I'll just read it real quick. Strike the gathering places of Christians and Jews, especially where they gather in churches, synagogues, and public events. Make their assemblies unsafe for them. Who would have guessed?
Yeah.
But we'll get back to this part right here. Is like, remember we talked about this. Is like, what was that movie called, or that show called, The Newsroom with Jeff. What's his name? Not Jeff Bridges, the other one. Jeff
Daniels?
Yeah, Jeff Daniels or whatever. Like, and talks about how we're the country that has the most people that believe in angels. Like, you have to remember this. Remember this. Muslims think that dogs keep angels out of the house right here. So we're going to play
We'll
this.
make fun of, again, it's Hollywood. We'll make fun of dogmatic Christian ideas, but we won't make fun of brown people.
Yeah.
Religious
Does Donald
ideas.
Trump like Muslim people?
Of course he does.
Okay. Muslim people like Donald Trump. He's like the first president who doesn't have like a dog in the White House. Angels are back in the White House.
That's right. Wait, what do you mean by angels?
Like Muslims believe if you have a dog in the house, then the angels get scared and leave.
Wow. What a fake religion. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Who could look into the eyes of a sweet, beautiful dog and say, angels hate you?
Angels, like in the Bible, angels have great authority. Like God will send them out and be like, destroy this entire Sodom and Gomorrah, destroy this entire village, please.
Remember that 2 angels destroyed an entire village.
Again, it's like, and you're telling me beings that powerful are afraid of dogs. Like, oh no, there's a dog. Oh, we got to get out. Get away from this house.
Yeah. That's it. That's what I said. Things in the Quran could completely contradict the Bible and the Torah. Completely contradict. And then 2, like I wish I had saved it, but I literally was scrolling through what's it called, Instagram the other day, and this is the other one. Is like it said it was a owl flew into a Mexican church.
Yes, and
they think that owls are demons.
Yeah.
In Mexican, so they were all singing they're all singing church songs. I said, and we are allowed to make fun of Christians for believing in angels.
Yeah.
But we're importing groups of people that think animals are evil or are demons or keep angels away. And we're going to import this group of people. Oh, but Christians are silly for believing in angels. What a ridiculous group of people.
Yeah. Again, it's but I mean, again, they view it because we're a first world country, and again, they think if they import these people and they get jobs and live here for just a little bit, it will change immediately. Their culture will change immediately. It's the idea that the minute someone gets here and they go base, now I'm perfectly integrated and everything is going to move right. We just showed you that, like those migrants in Europe that guy was interviewing, it doesn't change their culture. It doesn't change their ideology. Once they get here, you just open up all you do is you open up your welfare systems to them, and they don't change.
Yeah.
Because there's no incentive for them to change.
Exactly.
If you subsidize their lifestyle, what do I need to get a job for? They give me money to go out and buy checks or buy video games or whatever, and I can play video games, and I'm not going to be prosecuted if I go out and abuse a girl, or if I do, I'm only going to get like 180 hours of community service.
Yep. Well, this one right here that I can't get to play the sound on, but we've shown this one before, but it says, Iranian woman here. Pro tip for anyone who does not know the Middle East. No one in the Middle East actually blocks the intersections to pray in the street and yell Allahu Akbar. The reason they do that in your country is because they are trying to assert their religious dominance over you and claim your country and turn it into Sharia law. And that is 100% true. You will never see them blocking. They would be beaten in the streets by their police force for blocking the streets.
Yeah, a great story from whenever my favorite captain from OCS was telling us a story. It was like going, yeah, this guy, did he fall asleep, or he just wasn't guarding like this section of the road or whatever that they were like?
Yes,
they were working with the Iraqi
They were trying
police
to
force.
train them to take over our security positions. Like, we're gonna leave soon. Y'all need to do this on your own. You know.
Yeah,
that
so
type
they were
of stuff.
training. This guy just didn't do his job. And then he went and told the captain of the police force, hey, this guy's not doing what we're instructing him to do. And he beat him publicly in front of the entire town, including the captain. My captain was like, maybe I won't tell them that he wasn't doing his job, because he was literally shocked. He's like, I just thought they were going to reprimand him. I didn't think they were going to whip him in the streets in front of everyone. Like, I mean, he was just beating the crap out of this poor, not poor police. I mean, he obviously wasn't doing his job, but I mean, that's the kind of culture we're talking about. Like, imagine if a police officer didn't do his job and like the captain of the police force went out and just started whipping him in public. I'm sure the left would love that, but it's like, it would be a culture shock for the world here to see.
That's even, I remember you made that joke with him later. You're like, you made that, man. You're first sergeant.
yeah, I did. Yeah, no, again, it's truly insane. The difference, again, all cultures are equal. It's like, yeah, the beatings will continue if we bring them over.
The beatings will continue until morale improves.
And I mean, that's crazy though. Again, imagine that. I mean, the same thing is like, it's true in like the Philippines or Thailand too. It's like that one Marine that we heard. There was a Marine, and they had shore leave, I think, in the Philippines or in Thailand or something, and he was accused of stealing something from a street vendor. And they said, you have two choices. You can either go to jail or you can get flogged in the streets with a bamboo stick. And he had to be back on the boat in like 24 hours. And he was like, dude, you just have to beat me in the street because I can't go to jail for 2 days. I got to be back on the boat.
Yeah.
So a Marine got publicly bamboo sticked, like whipped in the street so he could get back to his boat on time. This is other cultures around the world. And you're telling me all cultures are equal. What fantasy world are you living in, Democrats? Yeah. This is why we can't just import people from all over the world. They're not just going to, again, they don't magically touch their feet on American soil and just, boom, I'm American now. I love hot dogs and baseball.
Yeah, I love baseball and hot dogs. Like, no, they're going to import cricket, soccer, and terrible religious and cultural beliefs is what they're going to do.
And we're seeing it right now. You're seeing it in New York with Mamdani or whatever the heck his name is. They're importing horrible ideas. Like, I'm just going to free 7,000 prisoners because I think the justice system is evil. Like, what do you mean you think the justice system is evil?
What he's trying to do is tear down America. That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to tear down the American systems that make America superior.
And the violent criminals, won't be on their side. They will be the foot soldiers in disrupting peace and prosperity in whatever communities they're released in.
This is what we talk about constantly. Is like, if all these other nations are so great, why don't they come up to the standard of living of Americans and the rest of the Western nations? They don't. Because they can't, because their cultural values won't allow them to. And then two, what do you do? What do you do to a place that is better than you? That is better than the place that you came from. You try to tear it down and bring it down to your
level. Drain their resources, tear it down, and change the culture slowly over time.
Exactly. That's what it is. They are trying to bully and tear down the best, the kid at the top of the class, the guy who's making the top grades, is the best athlete. They're like, F that guy for trying hard.
Again, it's the underhanded tactics of weaker men. Like, what happens? Like, the guy who's the best in the class, the strongest, the smartest, the one who's doing everything, the guy that gets all the girls. What do? Accuse him of something. Accuse him of being bad to women. Yep. Go into reputation destruction. Do female tactics to win. Yeah. It's like, again, if they're admirable in every way, we have to make stuff up in order to bring them down.
Yeah. You don't want to fight him in the street or call him out publicly because he's going to
whoop your butt.
Whoop you, and he's going to probably, even like I said, if he's an intellectual, he's going to intellectually dominate you. So what do? You do underhand tactics. You go around to all his friends. And
reputation destruction.
Reputation destruction. You go around. You don't confront him personally and talk about the issue that you have. You go around to everybody. I hate this guy.
I heard he did this. I heard he did that. This is what's happening. We are our country is being destroyed from within by people who don't care about our country, don't care about our history, don't care about our values. They're here to change it and destroy it, and they will do it violently if necessary.
And again, importing these people, what we just talked about earlier, is taking away your children or your children's children's future, because things are not as affordable as they were back in the day. You should have been able to buy a home for like $100,000. Again, like what you talk about with your now wife's house, is like That house was maybe a $200,000 house, and they had to buy it for
maybe 220. Yeah, she had to buy it for $400,000.
Just shy of $500,000 for a house that's not worth $200,000.
Yeah, no, it's worth 220.
Maybe 250.
About 8 years ago, yeah, it'd been $220,000 home. Now it's a $400,000 home. Why?
Yeah,
it's not that big. It's a good sized house, but I mean, it would just be, you would look at it as either a medium sized family house. It's a 4-bedroom house.
No,
that's it.
4-bedroom, too bad. That's it.
Yeah, it's not huge. The backyard's not big. The backyard is like
tiny.
It's tiny. Like, I mean, I love mowing her yard. It's so small. Like, I'm done in like 20, 30 minutes. It's a cakewalk.
With a push mower.
Yeah. So, again, all these problems that we are experiencing in our society are connected. Immigration, religion, culture. All these are connected, and it's why you're seeing our country just continue to downslide.
Good.
And the only thing holding it back were people like Charlie Kirk.
Again, it's what we talk about. Yeah, Charlie Kirk talked about this. Everybody that's Christian conservative talked about this. Our society is built up on Judeo-Christian values. And if you don't even want to say Judeo, just Christian values. So our Christian value society is being literally propped up on Christian values. If you take out the pillars that are holding up your society, the society collapses.
Yep.
That is what's happening.
Yes. We used to live in a high-trust society. Now, we don't even trust our neighbors anymore.
And it's because there's no cultural cohesion. Like, the left is importing hundreds of different cultures into our communities. Like, remember, those guys those truck drivers are not Muslim. They're Sikh.
Yeah.
They're Sikh.
Yeah, I mean, we used to be like, you could name the town drunk. You'd be like, oh, he's
old Jim. He's our old town drunk.
That's the only person in your society that you'd be like, we got to watch out for him. We don't know what he's.
Well, even
do.
then, what was his name? No, not Jim Jeffries. What's the No, not Jim Gaffigan. The one Louis C.K. talked about how, like, the pedophile, the neighborhood pedophiles. Like, all the kids knew who the neighborhood pedophile was.
Yeah, now you
like,
don't.
It's insane. Now the school systems hire the neighbor pedophile.
Yeah.
And tell your children that they're the wrong gender.
Yeah, your teachers are the neighborhood pedophiles now. Golly, that's a good point. But yeah, again, we've gone way longer than we anticipated, but this is a problem. The mass immigration of people into this country is killing our own citizens, and it's destroying the foundations of our society, particularly from Islam. And again, we know what their plans are. We know what they're doing. And the Democrats are just facilitating it. Why? Because there is no truth but power, according to the Democrats. The only thing they got to do is just... And again, people like Cuomo never thought he would have to run against a Muslim and lose. Because they don't think that far ahead. They just go, import these people so we can win every election ever. Yeah. And then all of a sudden you have a group of people that don't care about your culture and society that go... Screw Cuomo. We don't care about him or his politics. We care about the brown guy.
Yeah, Chris Cuomo is literally the poster child of egg on your face for your terrible immigration policy values. You let in an immigrant that you tried to help, that you are the reason why they're probably there and safe in your community, and now he is literally stabbing you in the back by taking your job. That is the price of open-door policy immigration like this.
Yep. And again, they're going to destroy that society. They're going to destroy New York.
This is the thing. The Democratic Party is seeing a huge shift in its values right now. Is because all these radical, what do you want to call them? Radical left-wing socialist communist types are taking over the Democratic Party. It's like AOC is the cultural pulse of the Democratic Party now. And Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer are desperately trying to hang on to their reins of power.
Do you think AOC is going to have an argument for why she should be in office and a Muslim shouldn't be? Whenever a Muslim comes to outrun her in her seat? No. She won't have an argument for it. She'll be like, well, I'm a woman, I'm diverse. It's like, yeah, but you're not Muslim, and you not being Muslim makes you a racist. She won't be able to handle that when the left comes to seek her spot. Like, when people who are, and they're not, and again, Muslims aren't left. Muslims are socially conservative, but voting bloc liberal. So they don't care about her politics and her views on religion and stuff. They care about theirs. And the minute somebody comes to primary route that is a Muslim, her Muslim voter base is going to turn on her in a heartbeat. They don't have a response to it. That's what's happening. They're voting for Democrats so they can outvote Democrats when eventually a brown person that is a Muslim person will win that spot. And there will be nothing left but Muslim people as Democratic senators, and it'll just be what few Republicans are left trying to halt that advance.
Yep, exactly. And that's the thing, is like how far the Democratic Party, like, with this Andrew Cuomo thing, have fallen, that they've lost control of their party, and they literally have surrendered their positions to these radical extremist parts of their group.
This is what DEI is. It basically teaches you that the more diverse and the more perceived oppressed a group is, and I said there is no group that will not be perceived as oppressed bigger than Muslims, because they'll be like, but what if Palestine? It's like, you're not even from Palestine. Shut up. What are you talking about? Again, the Muslims will kill each other through all the different sects of society. It's not like there's going to be this. They think that there's going to be this unifying force. They're still fighting each other in the Middle East. The Kurds versus whoever. It's like what are the different sects of Islam?
Oh, the Sunni, the
Shia. They're still fighting each other. Like, the only thing they care about is the unification of stuff under one Islamic banner, and then after that, they'll start killing each other.
Again, yeah. Well, that's the whole point. And again, like, that's what they also say is, like, there's no two different, like, Torahs not Torahs, Qurans. Like, the Sunni and the Shia have two different versions of the Quran.
Yeah, two different interpretations. But you have to remember, too, that there were different versions of the Quran, but one of the sheiks
destroyed all of them.
Destroyed all the other ones.
This is the one.
Yeah. So, and again, that's what they'll say. Like, Muslims don't know that. They just go, there was only one version of the Quran. It's like, no, there wasn't. Don't lie. But again, they don't know that they're lying because they don't know any better.
Yeah, because they destroy all the evidence and the proof. But anyway, we've gone on way too long.
Yeah, again, the cultural cohesion of our country is collapsing, and we have to put immigration down to net zero, let the population decline slowly happen. So guess what? Housing prices will go down, and then we can afford houses again, and then the population will start to steadily decline after that when things get a little better.
Increase, yeah.
Yeah. But typically, population decline whenever Democrats are in power, and it increases when Republicans are in power. Why? Because things are cheaper.
Yeah, well, that, and, like, people actually believe in America when a president and when a conservatives in power. Like, all right, our country, we believe in our president. We believe in our nation. Like, Democrats always preach, America is a bad place. We need to do more for other places. Like, so when you tell your population that they're bad and we need to do more for other people, yeah, they're like, oh, well, we shouldn't have kids. We shouldn't be proud of ourselves. Like, whereas Donald Trump's like, you're an American. Be proud to be an American.
Make money. Don't be afraid. Don't be worried that you make money. Don't be ashamed that you make or have money. Enjoy it. Enjoy the fruits of your labor.
Yep.
So, again, that's about all I've got for you today. This is the Twins with Owasso Live. This was the Morning Loop. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe so you too can stay in the loop. But that's all we've got for you today. God bless you.
See you later, everybody.
Opponents want you to believe he's an inexperienced radical whose policies will make New York City more dangerous. But what do his actual supporters think?
Mamdani isn't crazy. He's just trying to even the playing field.
Give everyone a fair shot. Sure, he said multiple times we need to defund the police, but that was just a metaphor.
And yes, he did say crime is a social construct. But that was also a metaphor.
His main backer, the Democratic Socialists' ideas are common sense, such as
Decriminalizing misdemeanors, like shoplifting.
third-degree assault,
Trespassing.
prostitution,
and drunk driving.
With plans to decriminalize all drugs, Mamdani will be a job creator for drug dealers.
Instead of helping us homeless get off the streets and into the mental health facilities we need, he wants to give us safe injection sites to do crack and let us sleep in subway carts.
These are actual policies Mamdani and the DSA want to implement on day one.
When a woman's being domestically abused, she finally won't have to deal with some pesky cop to arrest the abuser, but now a social worker to help, kumbaya the situation.
Breathe in, breathe out.
Mamdani is finally lowering jail sentences.
Guilty!
But Mamdani says you're free to go. Woo-hoo! Who cares if legalizing prostitution statistically leads to an increase for sex trafficking of women and young girls by 70%?
You can't have safety without equality.
For unlawful abiding citizens like us, globalize the intifada. I'm a criminal. I'm a criminal. I'm a criminal.
I'm a criminal.
Yep. I'm a criminal.
For Zoran. For Zoran Mamdani.
I
I didn't have a real job until I was 30, but sure, give me the keys to the city. What's the worst that can happen?
Paid for by Cuomo for NYC.